This episode of the podcast is brought to you by our partner, Audible.
Yes, it is. So we are partnered with Audible. That means that if you are looking just to check it out, you don't want to put your card in and just take the dive. You can get 30 days for free on us. If you go to audibletrial.com/JATG or click the link down below, you'll be taken there. You can sign up for 30 days for free and just test it out. Like there's a lot of stuff on there that you can get for free, a lot of Audible exclusives. But what I really like about Audible is that out of the hundreds and thousands of audiobooks that they have, if you decide to purchase something, that is yours forever. Like if you decide not to carry on your subscription or you want to take a break or whatever it is, you can always go back and listen to that book whenever you want through the app on the internet. Doesn't matter because it's yours. So once again, you can get that for 30 days for free on us if you go to audibletrial.com/JATG.
All right, folks, we're live. Johnny and the Greg. And if we happen to go out, it's the internet gods or the Wi-Fi signal gods not letting us have our fun today. So we'll see what happens here. Greg, are you already out? Oh, okay.
No,
good.
I'm here.
I didn't know you were in a good position where you looked frozen for 2 seconds.
Just disappointed in the day. Didn't go well.
Didn't have a good time in London?
No.
I don't.
No. It was not what I wanted. So.
Hey, it's okay, man.
I know you're used to it, but we're not.
Yeah.
So,
you know what's actually funny? I've gotten to the point now where today, it's like a moral victory for me.
Yeah.
I didn't walk away feeling bad at all. I was like, wow, we hung with a team that probably should have dropped 40 on us.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't score a touchdown until 2 minutes left. We shut them out for the entire second half until 2 minutes left.
Mm-hmm.
And we scared the shit out of a couple of Vikings people that I know. So what does that say about your Vikings people? You Viking fans out there. What does that say about you guys? If you guys we have the worst team in the league talent-wise, yet damn, man, we hung with you. And at one time we led, and it took you guys flopping on a flag for us to get a touchdown called back. And that Justin Jefferson, who is fantastic, God, he didn't do much in the second half except score a 2-point conversion. I'm not impressed. So I'm just giving you shit, guys. Anyway, good job, Vikings. You did what you had to do. It's not about style points in the NFL. It's about wins. So you did what you had to do. But I'm liking how we look. I think that's crazy. I think I would, if we had a call up line, I would call up right now and yell at me for what are you talking about? There is no moral victories in the NFL. I think there absolutely is. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think our guys are confident. So that's cool.
All right. I already read one headline where I don't know who said it. It was one of the receivers, in the locker room. In London was said something about the loss, something well, if we lose next week, that's when I'll start to get worried. And Rodgers was like, fucking what? And he did not like that. He did not like that line at all. So
no.
So we'll see what
happens. Who do you guys play next week?
You know what? I don't even know.
I think that's why he was saying that.
Yeah, it was.
But that's a rookie mistake. That's just a rookie thing.
Yeah.
To do.
Yeah, it wasn't not smart. The Jets play the Jets next week.
Oh, they're getting their shit together.
Yeah, and I think that's why Rodgers was a little upset.
Well, I mean, look, man, your team may be better, but my boys get paid too. I mean, and that's everybody. So I'm not saying you and me. I'm just saying you may think your team's awesome, but guess what? The team on the other side, they get paid for professional money too.
Yeah,
they're professionals. So. Urban Meyer, I thought, said it best. He said when he was here for that one very short year in Jacksonville, my God, it's like playing Alabama every week. Yeah. Yeah, it's pros.
Yeah.
So, but wanted to actually talk to you about football, but not about any certain team. And guys, so hang in there. The people that don't listen, then don't like us talking sports or especially football. I want your opinion on this. Okay.
Okay. Are we going to talk about how much we lift again? Because
no.
Okay, good.
That was how much you guys lift, not me. I was curious. Did you see last Sunday night football game? No, last Monday. When did the Niners play the Rams?
Last Monday.
Okay. A fan ran out.
Okay? Oh, that thing. Yeah.
Yeah. A fan ran out, and a linebacker who I've seen this before in the NFL, not this guy, but I've seen linebackers do this actually.
Yep.
Knocked the shit out of him so the people could get him.
So yeah, I don't know if you call him a fan, someone in the stands.
Yeah.
I guess they were openly protesting outside the stadium.
Okay.
And I don't know what they were protesting because honestly, that message has been lost with this guy running out of the field and getting absolutely slobber knocked by an NFL player. He had his pink canister out, like one of those gender reveal, waving the pink thing around, and the security's chasing him. And then off the sidelines comes a professional football player in full pads and just goes, boom, and just
big man too. It was Bobby Wagner. He's a big boy. He's a big, hard, fast linebacker. So my question I was thinking of, and I think I remember one where James Harrison basically picked, I don't know if you guys have ever seen James Harrison. That dude is a bowling ball. He's built like a bowling ball, but it's solid muscle.
Mm-hmm.
And he picked up a dude and body slammed him on his neck.
Oof.
Like, look it up. It's there. He grabs the dude and just throws him. I think it was a game. He plays for this Pittsburgh Steelers. So if you type up James Harrison, James Harrison slams fan, it'll pop right up because he freaking slammed this dude hard. Right. So if you can you actually pull it up? Or are you not? Are you a little?
I'm working on it
with your internet.
Thanks. No. Well, it says I'm green right now, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah. So share this so we can talk about this.
So this is James Harrison slamming a Browns fan. All right, let me.
Yes. So as Greg's putting this up, I will continue. My question basically to everybody out there is, nowadays, if I was that fan and I got sued, if I was that fan and I got slammed by a professional player, I would definitely sue. Look at this. Watch. Oh, that's when he already did it.
If they'll go back.
They'll definitely go back to it. Here he is. Look at this. Rand. Boom.
Oh, okay? That's not terrible.
Okay. Not terrible, but my point is he's a professional player. That guy basically did assault. That's assault on a fan. Am I wrong on that? Tell me where else in the world he gets away with that. All right. I'm sorry. Where else in the United States he gets away with that?
That's a great question. Well, I think lots of places you can pick up somebody and slam on the ground and still walk away. What was it was Monday Night Football, who versus somewhere last week. Let's show that.
Oh, video. It was San Francisco versus LA Rams. I would just say Bobby Wagner slams fan or beats up or gets fan or something like that.
Bobby Wagner hit. Here it is. Tackles a fan on the field.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. So here's this fan. He's running around.
Oh, commercial. Because I don't pay for full YouTube.
Neither do I.
Go see The Rock.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is all just really bad stuff in the NFL. That's a good hit, in my opinion.
This isn't okay. We're not looking for disrespectful moments. There it is.
There he is. Okay, so he's running around. What's he protesting? Do you know?
I can't tell. I mean, it's
right. Oh, it was two guys. There. Two guys slammed him. Okay. So if I'm that guy and I am that guy's lawyer, couldn't I spin that as
right here?
Guys, technically, he was doing a peaceful protest, and these two guys came out of nowhere and hit him.
Technically, he was trespassing.
Okay, so that's trespassing.
I believe so.
You would think so? Okay.
I'm
just
going to say
look.
that's the.
I'm actually cool with them knocking the shit out of. I don't think a fan should jump out on the field. It's just dumb. It's been overplayed. It's done. It's
Right.
happened. I remember I heard another Pittsburgh Steeler like in the 70s, like clotheslined a guy and he had to get carted off. But nowadays, when you're an athlete at that stature making that amount of money and you get hit, like it's just, to me as an NFL player, if I was an NFL coach, I would tell that my players, don't do that. Don't even get involved in that.
Yeah.
They have security for a reason. Let them deal with it. You stay there, because if you slam and let's say you break him or God forbid, let's say that James Harrison thing was worse and he slams him on his neck and he breaks it. Like,
yeah,
that's not a good idea.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what. Well, I look up.
Do you think that guy has a case against Bobby Wagner? Because I know he's suing. He wants legal action.
He'll take legal action, and because honestly, if it was a security guy that hit him like that, there would be absolutely no case.
Yes.
Like no, right. You were trespassing. Stadium security was doing their job.
Yep.
But because it was a player that did it, that makes it a more high profile. The guy can get more money, which is why he's doing the.
It's not even whole profile. It's, you could almost argue that security has been trained on how to properly take someone down.
Yes.
Versus
I don't know if they would have been any gentler with that person.
No, probably not.
With that man.
Probably not.
I think that this guy's just going to try to, it's a money grab. Like if you do that, if you run out on a field, you know what's going to happen.
Yeah. Eventually you're getting caught and you're going to probably jail.
Getting caught. You're getting,
for the day.
You're going to go horizontal. You're going to get cuffed and you're going to get kicked out of NFL events forever. Like that's their policy.
Yeah. That's it.
In fact, there was a kid, I just saw a video today. It's like some parent let their kid run out on a field, like looked like a middle school or high school kid.
Yeah.
And you're like, one, whose parent lets their kid do that? Because that kid and possibly the parents are now banned from NFL events.
Right. But my question is, how? Like, what I'm saying is, the game we went to, like that fourth guy that went with us, we didn't know if he ever did that. Like, how would they know who that
is?
Yeah. You know? So I don't know if it's that.
I think the defense, the guy's getting sued in a civil case for assault. The defense is going to be, look, you were out possibly endangering everybody on the field. We didn't know what was in the canister. We didn't know what you were planning to do. So as a bystander, he acted to shut down the threat.
I would believe that.
And get the threat off the field.
Yeah,
and that would be, and that's where a judge could say, yeah, you're absolutely right.
Right.
Like,
I agree.
Like that's a great defense, and the case dismissed.
Yeah. Let me kind of go back. I don't want anybody thinking that I'm like, this fan should be allowed to run on the field. That's not what I'm saying. It's just, it brought up an interesting point in me that in this day and age, if you're a high profile player or any player on an NFL team, are you going to hit that fan? Are you going to do it?
I don't know.
I don't think you can anymore.
I don't think I could get into the head of, like, if you ask me, would I do it? Yeah. Because like, if someone's like, if I'm at a high school game and someone's causing that kind of havoc and I'm on the sidelines, I'm a part of the, like, yeah, I would probably try to react.
No. We're not talking about high school.
No. I'm saying, like, in that situation, like, I can't even put my head of being a professional football player on the sidelines saying, oh yeah, I'm going to yes or no.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Now, if I'm on the field in like for the James Harrison in the James Harrison situation, he was on the field and they were in the middle of, or they just got done with a play and a fan ran out. It looked like during a TV timeout, this guy ran out. So nothing was going on.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't see this part.
That's true, because if he would have run like into the huddle,
yes,
or if he would have, if there was an active play going on,
yes,
and he ran out, I think he would have got jacked up a lot sooner.
Yeah, and I don't think anybody would have given him nobody would have cared.
No. I mean, I could see this guy running around with his little pink flare, and Aaron Rodgers absolutely gunning him,
gunning a ball, right in the balls.
Boom. Yeah, just take it to have him being taken out.
But even then, look, okay, so cool. Aaron does that, and he pops him right in the head. Now that guy has a concussion. Now what the fuck?
Possibly, yeah.
Now you're screwed.
Yep.
Because you could argue, hey man, you could have just pulled or hugged me and pulled me down. You didn't have to throw a football as fast as that's another story. But but what I'm saying is, yes, I could see that happening. But it's just so I guess I'm throwing that out to you guys. If you guys were an NFL player and that happened, whether you're on the field or you're on the sidelines, are you going to interfere? That's all I'm asking. Because I would think back in the 80s and 90s and even the early 2000s, you'd be I'd fucking jack that dude. But now, it's weird now.
See, and that's I'm looking up. I just Googled what happens when a fan runs out on the field. And they're giving all these examples. I guess in 2010, a 17-year-old Phillies fan was tased on the field because he ran out on the field and they tased him.
I remember that. I remember there was also a father and a son that were beating up a ref. That's in baseball.
Okay. And somebody said if this were to happen at Wrigley, I wouldn't take the chance of being banned from my favorite place on earth.
Okay, well, if that's your favorite place on earth.
But I think that's the
I know what you mean though.
I think that's the idea. Like you're going to be banned.
I don't think they can keep track of that.
Well, I
mean, they don't have facial recognition technology for the stadiums, and they don't have they can't figure. Oh, hey, it's that dude.
You don't know that,
huh?
You don't know that.
You're right. I don't know that, but do you really think they have that?
Yes, I think.
The government does, but I don't think they do.
They have it in a freaking street light. Yes, they have that. They can identify you from a street light.
Okay, yeah, I know that.
You've seen Enemy of the State. That
right.
was.
I'm not arguing that, but that's
ago.
because the government hacked into it. The government has, or NSA has. Right now, they're probably watching us because we said NSA.
Because we said NSA and facial recognition, and they're like, what?
Yeah, what?
Who are you? Watching okay.
What I'm saying is, I think you could easily fake. If I heard if somebody told me, okay, you're banned from ever going back to Wrigley. If I pay for a Wrigley ticket, I can see where they can nail me then. But if my friend goes, hey, I have an extra ticket, let's go. You can't. I don't think they're going to stop you.
I think they can. I think they can, and especially with when we went to the game, those were e-tickets.
Yes.
Right. And so I don't know what our friend had to do to transfer those over to you.
Right.
But I wouldn't be surprised if sooner or later there's going to be a headshot attached to those tickets.
Sooner or later.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't see anything attached to the ones.
But what I'm saying is sooner or later, you're already in the stadium.
Well, no, they'd get you at the door. They would scan your ticket and that would be like, no, sorry. You need to step over here for a second. And
wait a minute. Okay. Because now you're confusing me. Are you saying that you think the technology is so advanced that when a guy walks in, he immediately I got friends from a ticket. So I technically didn't purchase the ticket.
Correct.
So any four of us could have been a guy that has been banned in the NFL because they don't have your name. They don't have my other friend's name. They don't have the other friend's name. They don't even have my name. Unless maybe they do because it went in through the website and I had to open up an account to pull out the ticket. So it went to me.
Pretty sure at least that.
Okay. So they at least had my name. So I could see, but even if they scanned it and went wait a minute, you're on the you can't come on board list. You were flagged basically.
Yeah. I don't know.
So how do they do it with a plane ticket then? Because couldn't somebody else buy a plane ticket? But they have facial recognition in airports.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So that you get caught by that quickly. That'll probably go off right away. But I can't see a football stadium, especially if hey, I was the one fan when I was 17. I'm now 40. Like I just can't see it being that. Anyway, it's we're not going to figure it out. Anyway,
yeah. Well, I know you. I'm trying to have our conversations. I'm skimming through articles. You definitely you go to jail overnight. There is whatever that town or whatever that the city the stadium is in.
Yes, you go to jail.
There is a immediate fine right away. Like they were talking about something happening in Boston, and a guy was immediately hit with a $500 fine. But then he was also charged with something else.
Yeah.
And had to. So he spent the night in the jail, $500 fine, and then he was charged with something like probably disorderly conduct. And
I wonder how much the penalty would be if you did it after the game. You know how we stayed there for a long time to let everybody out. I don't know. I wonder if anybody would give you a hard time. They're like, no, dude, get back, get off, like if you ran out there because you just wanted a handful of Lambeau Field, right? Ran off or something like that. I wonder if they give you a hard time about that.
I don't know,
but
anyway. I'm gonna say yes because that's all protected. It's all part area.
Of it. Yeah.
Like if you can get on the field, the danger is like you could get through the tunnel, and if you can get through the tunnel, maybe you get back to the locker room. And if you get in the locker room, maybe then you end up hurting.
I just have a feeling it's a little harder than that. They did figure out
it is harder than that. There's security like everywhere. So
yeah. So yeah, unless you're the gray man. But you wouldn't be there if you were the gray man. No. You wouldn't be there anyway. All right. Anywho. I want to talk about Werewolf by Night.
Sure.
It came out this
Disney Plus. Yep.
Disney came out on Friday. It's Halloweeny, so there's a lot of Halloweeny stuff that's starting to come out. And what did you think of Werewolf by Night?
I liked it for what it was. I knew going in that they were doing like an old school
1930s.
1930s Universal style monster movie, black and white. I knew the whole thing was going to be black and white.
Yeah.
Except for there were a couple pops of color at appropriate times. So I knew that's what they were going for. Even in terms of like how people acted, a little bit of the stage makeup. Like I knew they were going to go with a lot of practical effects. And that was a little bit of my disappointment was in specifically the Wolfman makeup. Like I wasn't crazy about that.
Okay. I loved it for what it was.
Yeah.
Okay. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was way better than I thought it was going to be because I thought with Disney Plus on Disney, you're going to get like, it's just not going, it's going to be at a level and that it's going to stay at that level. And I thought they pushed it a little far in some areas and I was very happy with that. I love Man-Thing.
That was good.
I know that that's not how he is, right? In the comic books.
My kids ask me the same question and I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
I can't remember actually reading a Man-Thing centric comic.
Okay.
Where he was the main character and where we got to see his personality. The only comic I think I've ever read was very much kind of how this played out, where he shows up, he's terrifying.
Yeah.
He dispatches some bad guys and then slinks back into the swamp. And I remember going, why? I don't get it. It's just this like Marvel swamp thing. Like what's the difference here?
Yeah.
And I know that a little bit of his story, like he became the guardian of like some kind of portal or negative zone or something.
Okay.
That's how he works into the Marvel comics. He was just a monster that was a man who turned into a monster, and he's got a personality. And
his name is his name really Ted?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I that threw me for a loop, but it was a happy loop. I was like, oh, is that Oh my gosh, that's Man Thing.
Yeah.
I always thought Werewolf by Night was Jonah Jameson's son.
That
Wasn't it John Jameson? Isn't that him? Isn't that
I
the Werewolf by
thought
Night?
I thought that was somebody else.
Okay. Okay.
He turns into a were something. Was he the Puma or something like
I don't
that?
know. I
Or
remember I had when I was a kid, I had that records were a big deal back then. And I remember they actually did a Spider-Man the Mark of the Werewolf, or they called it Werewolf
okay.
by Night or something like that, where John Jameson brought back a like rock from the moon
Mm-hmm.
and he wore it on his neck,
Yes.
and that turned him into a wolf.
So it did. He was the character Man Wolf,
Okay.
and eventually something called Star God.
Of course.
And this is just a quick wiki page
Okay.
search.
Okay.
He had three alter egos: Colonel Jupiter, the Man Wolf, and Star God.
So they were looking for anything for him to stick.
Something to just
Yes.
do with this character however they wanted to do with him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Thoroughly enjoyed it. I had a fun time.
I had a good time with it. I liked it. I liked what they were setting up. I mean, for it being just a 1 hour like holiday special or
Yes.
Halloween special, they were doing some world building in there for later on. Like,
yes,
they've set up this brotherhood of hunters that
the Bloodstone or something like that.
Yep. There's I think this is not the last we've seen of these characters.
No, definitely not.
Like, they could come back later.
Some of them.
Right. I mean, yeah, obviously
yeah.
it's a werewolf show. Some people die. I mean, just get that out of the way real quick.
Yeah.
But I liked it. I liked the tone of it. Everything was fun. When people started to die, I was like, oh, that's a little more visceral than I expected in a Disney Plus Halloween special.
Yep.
But it was good. Like I said, the only disappointment I had was
the wolf.
It was almost like they just layered fur on him, like, and then it was just him. I didn't like his face as much.
I agree.
Because right after that, my kids were like, let's watch another werewolf movie. I'm like, okay. So we watched the Benicio del Toro, Rose Byrne, Anthony Hopkins.
Way better werewolf there. I actually like that
remake
design
of the Wolfman.
Yes.
And the movie got absolutely panned when it was in theaters. They're like, this movie sucks. I watch it now and I'm like, I don't know where the disappointment is.
Yes,
like,
neither do I.
It's got some gore to it for the fans that want to see that. The design of the Wolfman, because they do practical effects for a lot of that film.
Yep.
And the transformation is CGI, along with some scenes of like the werewolf running on rooftops.
Yes.
But it looked fantastic.
I thought so too.
And I'm like,
I thought so too.
I was hoping for a little bit more of that than what I got from the MCU.
Yeah, well, maybe they will. Maybe they will. Maybe
they could.
Yeah, they could. I was but that movie, I agree with you. That's I love that. I have no problem with that movie. Like, I'm going into a werewolf movie, like, and you said it yesterday, this week when we were texting, because I texted you a movie I was watching, and anytime the werewolf is a dog or just a wolf, it feels cheated. Even if the wolf is 6-7 feet tall, like it has to be a hybrid. I think you and I are in agreement with that. Like, it has to be some sort of humanoid wolf man hybrid.
We are looking for a wolf man. That's what we want to see.
Yes,
we don't want to see a person that off camera transforms and then from the other room a really big dog walks through.
Yeah. You're right. That's a great way to put it. You put it a great way. You're like, I feel cheated when that happens. Yeah.
And there are a lot of werewolf movies that they're doing something like that, where and it's like their budget, they couldn't even afford like a trained or a domesticated wolf, so they bring in like
a
husky.
Yes.
And you're like, that's not the same.
Dude, come on.
You're like, that's a sled dog. Like, that dog just wants to, pull a snow sled.
Yeah.
That's not something that's going to rip a throat out. So,
right. Yeah, I agree. There's a part of the movie, The Wolf Man with Benicio del Toro that I love. It's right when that wolf is terrorizing the gypsy village or the gypsy thing.
Yeah.
And you see this dude with a big top hat, long hair and a beard, and he looks like he's some sort of badass hunter.
Yeah.
And he's walking through, and all of a sudden, boom, and he's gone.
Just gone. Yeah.
Just gone. It's like if you want to think of like a linebacker or just annihilating somebody. It was awesome. And of course the sound effects they give you, where it's just like when you hit, you hear a crunch and a growl and it's that's a good movie. I gotta watch that again before the end of this thing. Speaking of the end of Halloween, what is your go-to Halloween movies? Do you have like a go-to list?
Usually, yeah. I mean, and it's been building as my kids have gotten older and I can share more stuff with them. So like last year we watched The Shining and Dr. Sleep. And that was cool. Yeah. Yeah. It was cool to introduce them to that.
Which one did they like?
They liked them both. I mean,
good. And
I think Dr. Sleep is certainly a worthy successor.
I agree. To
that story. They did
very well done.
Good job. I thought. Yep. This year we watched Chris and I watched Let the Right One In, which is
I know that one. Is the original one?
No, I thought, because I know she wasn't gonna do the subtitles, and I thought I could get it in an English dub on Amazon Prime, and I couldn't. So it was just subtitled. So we skipped that one, and the original is fantastic.
Yeah.
And then so we watched the American remake with Chloe something Merritt's.
Yeah. Did you ever watch that movie I told you, when she's like up in a plane, like a B-52 bomber?
Oh yeah, Blood Night. But what was the name of them? It was on Netflix. Yeah, that was a good movie. I was enjoyed that
one. Surprised how much I enjoyed it. But go ahead.
Yep.
Sorry.
So, and then we watched Carrie, the remake that Chloe Moretz
did
remake of Carrie, which is a really good remake. I mean,
is it? I haven't watched that one.
It's decent. I mean, that was one of those hotel room watches where it was on. I was like, yeah, okay, I guess I'll watch this. I'm like, oh, this is good. Oh, this is good. This is really good. And I enjoyed it. And then just tonight, but like literally 3 minutes before I signed on, we for the first time, Chris and I had seen it, but we watched Get Out by Jordan Peele.
Okay.
And my oldest daughter was just like freaking out at all the right moments. Like she's a fun person to watch a scary movie.
Okay.
That's fun.
I agree. For the
next time we get together, we should watch a scary movie with her. Okay. But she's never seen before, and then we just laugh.
Okay. The first time, I know what you mean, because the first time I got that reaction from Gwen, we watched a family movie yesterday. Hulu right now has this like little thing that if you click on there, it's like Halloween. It's
Halloween.
Halloween. Yep. And there was the family section, and we hit Monster House. You remember that movie? Yes. It's an animated film. It's Monster House.
It's so depressing.
Yeah. So I forgot about it. It's kind
of terrifying.
Yeah.
It's scary.
Actually, I didn't think it was scary, but I thought, oh, she's like in the basement still. Oh, that's not good. Mm-hmm. Like they showed like her body in the basement. I'm like, and Ursula's looking at me. I'm like, yeah, I forgot about this part.
It's the soul of his deceased wife is still in this monster. Like and you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. And Gwen was going, don't go in the house. Don't go in the house. And it was so cute. I recorded her. She was like, no, don't do that. Why would he do that? And she just like, we pause, and it's like, it's a movie. They're supposed to go do it. It's just
fast forward to when she's 17, and that's what it's like watching with my daughter.
That's good though. I like that.
Yeah. But and now she, I mean, most horror film, like you brought this up the other day, and I don't do like Hellraiser.
No, neither do I.
I don't do like those 80 films that are
Or
just
Hostel or any of those
yeah, those like
about like
extreme.
extreme. I don't do movies that disturb you. I do movies that scare you.
Yeah, like
Does that make sense?
I don't want to watch anything by Rob Zombie, like any of his scary movies.
No, not at all.
Not,
I don't even want to watch any of his movies.
yeah, no desire to watch that. But like supernatural thrillers, like those are fun.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes.
so I
A
mean, we
good
watched
ghost story is still good.
Oh, I Daniel Radcliffe did one. Woman in Black, I think
The
is the
Woman in
name of
Black.
it.
Is that a good one?
That is a decent movie. I put it off for a really long time. Then I again just on a whim watched it. I'm like, it's creepy. I mean,
will watch that. I will watch
anything in that time period that like Victorian European.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic.
I mean, it's just innately creepy to me.
Yes. Yes. Like
But it was a fun
the
watch.
Sleepy Hollow with Tim Burton.
Oh, I
mean,
love that movie.
yeah,
that is a regular Halloween season watch.
Okay,
For us.
yes,
Absolutely.
that is like a that's like it just the atmosphere. He got it perfect.
Yeah.
And then I appreciate every now and then when they show the headless horseman able to sword fight. I always get a kick out of it.
I definitely will watch it. I think my kids will watch it. But that's like one that not too long ago it came on a streaming service, and I think it was during Johnny Depp's trial, the defamation trial. So my kids were all into like, let's watch everything with Johnny Depp in it. So we just watched it not that long ago. But then my daughter dove in and watched Sweeney Todd, knowing nothing about the story.
Oh, okay.
So she's like, well, I know he was like this barber, but I didn't know. Like the only thing she had seen about Sweeney Todd was like when Andy from The Office was in Sweeney Todd, and that's all she knew.
Yes.
Demon Farmer, Bleach Street. That's it. And so when she found out like the meat pies and everything else, she's like, oh my God. Like, yeah, that's the story.
I can't watch that movie.
Can't watch it?
The one with Johnny Depp?
Yeah.
No, can't watch
Why?
it. They
Why?
fucking sing. Can't stand it.
Can't stand a musical?
Okay. No, that's not true. I can stand musicals, but I think my problem was I didn't know it was a musical. And when I put it in and they start doing it, I go, I'm out. I don't care. Okay. I don't care because I don't want to try and figure out what the plot is while they sing it.
Oh, that's not that hard, but
don't do that. Don't belittle that.
It's that I'm not belittling you. I'm saying you're intelligent enough.
Don't tell me how intelligent I am.
You can figure out the plot. You don't know.
Yeah.
Did you watch Hocus Pocus 2 yet?
No, I can't bring myself to even watch Hocus Pocus. I thought Hocus Pocus was the one where they turn the kid into a mouse, but that's something called The Witches.
That's The Witches, yes. And the one that I used to watch as a kid with Angelica Houston, The Witches are terrifying.
Yes. That's what I thought it was.
No.
And Ursula keeps going, hey, can we watch Hocus Pocus with Gwen? I'm like, I think it might be really creepy.
Yeah. That's a Ronald Dahl story.
Yeah. And then I watched the trailer and I'm like, they don't turn him into a mouse. What's going on here? Yeah. And I'm like, oh, this isn't what I think it is.
Right.
So but no, I can't bring myself to watching that.
Well, I'm just wondering if you had seen it. I haven't watched the second one yet. At some point I tried to convince myself that
Hocus Pocus was good.
Yes, that it's a good movie. Okay. It's not a good movie. I mean, it is that early 90s Disney. It was released in theaters because it's got all the big names that it's got in it at the time. I mean, the three Sanderson sisters, Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker, those were big names at the time. And then Kathy Najimy, who plays the other sister, was coming fresh off of like Sister Act and Sister Act 2. So she was recognizable for sure.
Yes.
And I didn't go see it in the theaters. I got it from the video store, and it's not a good movie. Like the acting is for a Disney movie. They bring up virginity a lot. Like I was a little shocked by that. Okay. Because the virgin has to light the black candle, and so they keep making fun of the kid. That they're like, "Oh, you're a virgin." I'm like, "It's 91. He's 15. Yes, he is." But that it's not a really great film. And so it went away, died off, but then got this, like, it's literally a cult following. Like their entire
I know,
section
from what I understand, that's
from you walk into like Spirit Halloween store, there's a whole corner
of Hocus Pocus,
of Hocus Pocus decor stuff. They've got their own costume section.
Yep.
And so that kind of reignited, you know, and plus Hollywood's doing nothing but reboots. By the way, people, we have a great show coming up in a couple of weeks that's all going to be about everybody remakes these good films. Well, not Hocus Pocus, but everybody like is rebooting or remaking films that we used to love. And some people are like, just leave it alone. Just, you know, there's rumors of them trying to do a remake of the Never-Ending Story, and a lot of
Back to the Future,
or Back to the Future. I mean, all these, they're like, don't touch those, leave those films alone.
Right.
So the concept is they always want to remake and reboot the good films. Why don't you take some of these just bad films that missed the mark? Like, it was a great idea, but the execution was really poor. Why don't you remake those films the way they were supposed to go?
Right.
So we're gonna do a little thing. Hopefully we can get a guest on, and we're gonna pick a film. We're gonna recast it with today's actors, and what would we like to see? So that's going to be coming up in a couple of weeks. Stay tuned for that.
If you guys have any ideas, or you guys have any movies you'd like one of us to take the reins of and recast it, and how would we want the plot to move out, and how would we want it to end, by all means, let us know in our Instagram posts, in Twitter, in our YouTube videos, in our Instagram, in our Facebook live chat, or not live chat. Just if you have an idea of, man, they really screwed up this. Now, I'm not talking about a movie that was awesome in the 80s, or it was okay in the 80s and you rewatched it and now it sucks. We're not talking about that.
Yeah. We're talking about a bad movie.
It's a bad movie. No matter how many times you watch it, you can't even justify it. It's just bad. Like, take that movie, take that concept of what was really cool, you know, and how could you?
And there are plenty of just shitty movies out there. Like really, if you come at us with like, oh, well, they should redo like Invasion of the Spiders. Well, no, because that was always a bad 60s film. So bad it got on Mystery Science Theater 3000. Obviously, that's not what we're going for. We're going for movies that were released in the theater. They have big name actors. And then you walk out of there going, that's terrible. That was a terrible movie.
I'll just throw one out there. It's not the one I'm using, but I want to throw it out there. Battlefield Earth. That would be one of the movies we're talking about. Taking a movie like that was supposed to be something, and it ended up like being a big poop turd. Taking a movie like that, recasting it, how would you want it to go?
Something like that. You saw that in the theater, didn't you?
I did. I was jacked. I read the book, and then I figured out that L. Ron Hubbard is
a cult leader.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, did I just get brainwashed with this shit?
I remember
522 page book.
Yeah, it's huge.
I got through 499. Aaron breezed through it, I guess.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Aaron loved it. But I wasn't. I lost after a while. I'm like, oh, we won. Oh no, we didn't win. There's another 40 chapters.
What?
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
So anyway, so if you guys have any ideas like that, please let us know. We would love to hear it. And if you can do it in bullet points and put it in the comments, maybe we'll read it out. Like,
I'll do a not a press release. I'll put something out there this week that says, hey,
I'm talking to you, Marshall. Talking to you, cousin Clay. Think of a bad movie you guys want to be a part that you want to like do this, totally redo this one.
Mm-hmm.
If any of you say Flash Gordon, you're wrong. It's awesome. It was awesome.
I could see them doing another one though.
Me too.
Like,
absolutely.
That's a movie you go. I mean, Flash Gordon's like a classic, almost like pulp icon.
Yeah.
Sure. Do
sequels count?
Gordon. Like, you want to make the original was good and the sequel was bad?
Yes.
I don't know. I guess I hadn't thought that far into the rules of.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Technically, yes, because when I was even making up my initial list, there's a movie on there that does technically count as a sequel.
Okay.
But it was just you had it all there. It was set up to be successful.
Yeah, that's the frustrating part.
And you're
It's all
like,
there.
what did
All
you
there.
guys do? How did you,
Like,
how
for
did that
example,
happen?
the movie Greg and I, or I guess I kind of forced Greg to watch it. The beginning made me go, okay, there might be something here. It was that movie not Bad Moon. Damn it. Blood Moon. Blood
Blood
Moon.
Moon on
Blood
Hulu.
Moon. All right. Everybody listen out real quick. All right. If you guys don't know, Greg and I are huge werewolf movie people. We love that shit. This movie had a pretty interesting premise, and it had some good things that could have worked if they, I don't know, if they just executed the landing better.
Yeah.
Right? Not that the landing was, they just needed to execute. They had something there.
Yeah.
But it's like they didn't have all of it there.
So the premise of this film is that it is a mother and her, I would say 10 or 11-year-old child.
Yeah.
On the run, and they come to this small town, and you find out very early on in the film. So it's not like we're ruining anything, that the son is a werewolf. Like his dad is a werewolf. The mother hooked up with a bartender, and now she has a werewolf son, and they are on the run.
Is there a lesson there, Greg?
Maybe, probably.
With a bartender.
So like every month she locks her son in a cage. He wolfs out. She feeds him like cow leg,
dead cows.
I mean stuff like that, and then nothing happens. Like the whole film, nothing.
It's like they had
happens.
to fill in they had to just, okay, guys, we got to make this at least an hour and a half.
Like you would expect, if that's your premise,
yes,
that within 45 minutes the son can't make it to the cage, or he gets loose, someone in the town dies, or it escalates, like, oh, the livestock has been dying, the random asshole homeless man has gone missing, no one's seen him for weeks. I mean, you think that would be the escalation, and it's not. It's just her being secretive and with some weird placed flashbacks, and then finally at the end, and I don't care if you people watch it because I don't suggest you do. The kid, he goes to a birthday party where she's like, you can't go, and he goes anyway. And so at sundown, she's like speeding back to try and get him in his lockup, and she gets pulled over, taken in. No. I missed something.
No, he changes in the car. He transforms in the car. She crashes. Right. She wakes up and he's gone, and she looks for him all night, ends up finding him. But what happens is her boss comes over to ask her out. He stumbles upon the kid in a cage with meat.
Yes, that's what it was.
And the mom has to like hit him, and she hit him so hard he falls on the steps. He breaks his neck. So then she takes the dead body of her boss, throws him into the cage with the kid, for the kid to eat. And then the sheriff stumbles upon it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
and then they of course bring them in, and
meanwhile the most you see is the actor who's playing the kid with yellow contacts during the transformation scene.
And then you hear growls and you see massive destruction, like in his wake. But you don't ever see the wolf. No.
So I'm expecting a 10-year-old in a furry
6-foot frame, just
maybe not even 6 foot. I mean, maybe he's 5.
But just Wolverine.
But a bigger wolf man than a 10-year-old kid. Yeah.
Well, not only that, at the end, and guys, we're ruining this for you. So we're telling you the best part. You don't have to see it. They're in the police station. She's being questioned, and the kid wolfs out in the police station and kills every cop in there. Yeah. You hear what I'm saying now?
By the way, in the defense of that, all the cops were bad guys. Like they were not good people.
They were not good people. You didn't mind them getting killed. So the wolf just picture in your head, like I'm picturing like Arnold Schwarzenegger as the Terminator walking into the police station and just annihilating everybody. That's what this wolf's doing. Okay.
Yeah.
Not with a gun or anything. He's just going after everything. All right. And then, Greg,
You see it, and it's a white husky. Maybe it was a husky hybrid, but just this skinny dog with white fur that had like one little thing of red on it. And I'm like, oh,
now
that's it.
Yeah.
And when I say you see it, the mom is like backed up into a corner, and you see like the camera's like moving in on her as she's got a gun pointed at it. Yep. She's like, don't make me do it. Don't make me do it. Don't make me do it. And then it comes into frame like a side by side.
Yes.
Like, here's the mom, and into frame comes like the first quarter of a dog.
A dog. It's a dog. It's a husky. I think it was one of those husky wolf
hybrids. Yeah.
Yes.
And the dog kind of like, you could tell. I don't even like, I went back. I don't even know if they were on camera at the same time. I think they did a double exposure. Like, yeah. Okay. Where she was there and crying and stuff. And then they had the dog just kind of come in, and the dog's just like looking around. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Not snarling, not growling, just kind of,
Nope. And so basically at the end of the movie, the mom realizes because it's her son, the son recognizes her, he's not going to hurt her.
Yeah.
So, okay. Now, originally she had to kill her husband because her husband came after her.
Yeah.
Okay. So there is that, oh my gosh, when they turn into wolf, they don't know anything. They're just there to kill. Not this little boy. This boy understands. So at the end, when they're like, they have to figure out how to get the hell out of here now because they can't stay in this town anymore.
Right.
She calls over some guy that's been like the hardware store guy that's been super nice to her. Yeah, the nice guy. He opens up his back of his truck, and the dog just walks out and jumps in the car. Doesn't attack the guy, hasn't attacked the woman. And my first thought, and Greg's first thought was, well, then he's not dangerous. All the mom had to do was just like treat him like a dog for a day.
Yeah.
He'd be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really not a great film.
No, it's not.
Yeah. I had more fun with I think it was called was it Wolf something. It was not Garrett Hedlund. The guy who played MacGyver on the series.
I know what you're talking about.
It's him, and Jason Momoa is in it.
Yeah.
And that is the horrible makeup jobs. Just it
would have been a fantastic ABC movie night.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like it was, I mean, you could tell that they were in like gorilla suits, and then they had, but the face makeup, not terrible.
Nope.
But the wolves could talk. Like they
wolves can talk. Yep.
Maintained enough of their humanity that it actually wasn't that bad of a film.
I agree. I was fine with it. There were some cheesy shit parts, and I was like, all right, but you were like, okay, I get it. Oh,
I wasn't a bad upset.
Guy.
I wasn't upset that I spent my time watching it.
What was that called?
I can tell you.
Wolf.
Like, I'm like Wolfen. No, that was something else.
Wolfen was horrendous. I didn't like Wolfen. Again, that's when it's just a bunch of wolves.
Jason Momoa.
Actually, they weren't even werewolves. Wolfen wasn't even about a werewolf. It was about the city was building something in a forest, and the wolves were living there, and they started coming into Manhattan to eat. That's all it was.
It was called Wolves.
That's right.
WOLVES plural.
Yeah. That's one of those sit down and just have fun with it. Don't.
Yep. And if you're thinking like, when did Jason Momoa do this? This must have been super early in his career. It's not. He did Game of Thrones from 2011, 2012. This movie came out in 2014. So 2 years.
He does a lot of Netflix movies, I've noticed.
He does. He's got a new series coming out, like The Lost Kingdom. No, that's Aquaman. Slumberland, it's called.
Okay.
And they've got that's complete. What projects does he have? Slumberland, The Last Manhunt, where he plays Big Jim. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Fast. Oh, he's going into the Fast and Furious. He's in the next Fast and
Oh,
Furious.
Jason.
Because why not? I mean,
Yeah,
you're like,
why
here,
not?
would you like to do some?
You know what's
Here-
missing from
Here's
Fast?
some free money.
You know what's missing from Fast, don't you?
Jason Momoa,
Why that time travel?
time travel. That could be what's coming next.
That's gonna be. It's gonna go right back where he stops Dominic. From I
It's
don't
so weird to think that Vin Diesel is like the best thing and now the worst thing that could happen to that franchise.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Like he started it, he drove it. It's like his property. Like he
Right.
owns, and you're like, that's awesome. And now you're just like, dude, stop.
Yeah.
Just stop.
Oh, I just thought of another movie, Riddick 3. That could have been better.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's
Like
basically
Chronicles of Riddick was a great film. And then they came out with just Riddick, and you're like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, we're going back to part 1. Oh, but this time they come out when it rains. Okay.
Got it.
Maybe they should have had the bad guy have gills or something.
Well, and I remember watching that, and I'm like, okay, so he's gonna get off of this planet and go back and like get his throne. No, we're just him surviving on a planet again.
Yeah, we're done with the necromancers. That's it, or the necro.
Well, and that was the thing. Like,
we're done.
I think the plan was the next film after that he was going to go back to his home planet, like that.
Furion,
yeah. Okay, and that was years ago. Like that's must be 10 years at least, right?
Yeah, I think the best thing about Riddick 3 actually was the cheesy ways guys died and that dog. That dog.
The dog was cool.
The alien dog was cool. It looked like a pharaoh dog or something. That was weird.
Executive producer, he's produced a bunch of stuff, but Furia is announced.
Oh, we got a Riddick again?
And I think a Riddick TV series, Merc City.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's funny when you look up his IMDb, the first thing that comes up now is producer, not actor.
Interesting. Well, he only does Fast and the Furious now. He doesn't do anything else.
No, he also does. He's still the voice of Groot.
Oh, that's ridiculous. The fact that he gets that much credit for that.
I know. I don't get it.
Like, I don't get that at all.
One, like, even if they're bringing him into the recording booth each movie.
Yes.
It's like, you don't need to do that. Give us a sad one. Give us an excited one. Give us a thoughtful one. I mean, and he's just like, you could do that in a couple days.
Give us one with love.
Yeah. And then never have him
come again.
Come into the booth again. You don't need to do that.
Yeah. You definitely don't need him for that. The fact, and he's getting paid an absorbent amount of money to walk in there and say 3 words.
Yeah. And meanwhile, Bradley Cooper's like, I'm out as Rocket. I can't do it anymore. Yeah. You're like, you're the best voiced character in that movie.
Yeah. So, all right, guys, I think we'll end it there.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, please let us know any movies you're thinking about that a bad movie that should be remade. Stick the landing. So, Greg, take us out, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do a thing for a new sign off too.
Okay.
Maybe we'll do that. But in the meantime, don't be a douche.
All right. So for the Greg, this is Johnny saying, take care. Have a good week. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.